It was not enough for Under Armour to have its first billion-dollar quarter or to top the analyst estimate. The market dropped dramatically today. It's interesting to see where our trade triangles are on this. We've been out of this market from 94.18. It's currently trading at 91.40, but you can see there's a triangle right there at 94.18, and even though the market rallied, it failed to make new highs, and I think that was a technical aspect and a problem for Under Armour. You can see we're below the 50 line in the RSI, so I think for the moment the best place to be is on the sidelines. Still longer term bullish on the stock with our green monthly trade triangle from $60.17, but we want to wait until it regroups and then look to buy Under Armour again. Amazon reports after the close tonight, and we think it's going to be a very positive report, and here's the reason why. We have all of our trade triangles right here, green and looking very good, and we also have, we've talked about this before, this sort of very large base, very similar to this base right here when the report came out, and boom, we off to the races. So I think we're going to see something very similar tonight. The key level is right here, 580. I would not be surprised to see Amazon trade at $595 to $600 as early as tomorrow. We think this market's going to just catapult up. We think Amazon's doing everything right. Hasn't missed a step. It's looking for a loss of 0.01 cents. If it comes in over that, I think if it comes in with a plus number, we'll be off to the races, in my opinion. With plus, we're very bullish on the RSI. All of our trade triangles, as I said, are positive, plus 85. It looks like it's a go for Amazon with tonight's report. Here's Microsoft. It just moved into a new monthly trade triangle high. What we like about this stock now is you've got obviously new leadership, which is very, very positive, plus the fact that you have a very large base. You have to go all the way back to here. This is in May, and you can see the type of really large base you formed here. You've gone over the pivot point, which is right here, and I would say that's a major breakout at 48.50 is last traded. We got in at 48.41, so it's just about where we got in on the monthly trade triangle. That's the trend change, and of course you can measure from this level here, 40 up to the 48 level, and I think you could just flip that over. It would give you $56 target zone for Microsoft, symbol MSFT. I would go 55 to 56 target zone. Let's go with that. Looks good though. Next stock we like is PepsiCo, symbol PEP right here, and you can see it's at new highs. I would be long the stock, thinking it could go up maybe to 110, something like that. Not dramatic, but maybe another 5 to 8% on the upside. But generally speaking, the trend is your friend, and everything is positive for the stock right now. This was the euro this morning. I'm going to get closer in. You can see it had a dramatic drop. It's down 1.4% right now, but it was down a little further, obviously. You can see that. But generally speaking, we have a 55 score. Trading range, longer term looks positive, but intermediate and very short term, certainly short term on the daily, looks negative. You should be on the sidelines in this market right now, and you can see that we're below the 50 line, indicating weakness. So stand aside if you're not in this market right now. Here's the Dow looking very strong. You can see how weakly they kicked in to get out. We were basically a negative on this market, as you well know, and things change, and you have to be willing to change as traders. You have to be willing to change, but this looks like it wants to go higher. It's going to run into resistance, I think, in the area. I'm going to put this in like a big square block right here. I think this is going to be where the market's going to find resistance. So let's see how that plays out, but nonetheless, it's a very positive day for the Dow, thanks to Mario Draghi and the ECB. Same picture on the S&P 500, a little bit different in the sense I can see a pattern there that's much clearer to me. And that's a pattern like this, a little sort of pivot, double bottom pivot point. So I would say probably 2,000 to, let's say, 1880, 120 points. So we can go to 2180, which takes us up 2120, somewhere like that. This area, I think that's where you're going to see some sort of resistance, which again, this gets back to this previous highs, this sort of big box that we're seeing here. So I think that's going to be an area of problems for this market. But nonetheless, you have to respect the trend, and the trend, you're over the 50 line in the RSI, and the trade triangles are saying you should be out of this market right now because we have conflicting signals in the trade triangles. So best left, stand aside on this market. There's plenty of stocks to trade. that are yielding good trends. A little bit different picture on the NASDAQ. You can see it's still mixed. We're over the 50 line, of course, but we still have this previous high that stood out around 4,960. So it's another 50 points high to make it an 8-week high. Can it get there? It's debatable, but nonetheless, this market is going to run, I think, into resistance right around these highs, around the 5,000 to 5,200 level. Now, we talked about the gold market. We're still bullish on this market. You can see we've had a little bit of a pullback from the highs about the 114. This is the GLD. This is the ETF. So it's pulled back. I think it's probably a buy around here. I'd give it maybe a few more days, wait till it make that turn. But here's the point. Mario Draghi specifically said about deflation, and I think this is a situation where the market's really not collapsing, which is a big surprise because usually people buy gold to protect the value of their money and also to protect the value inflation aspect of gold. So let's see how that plays out. But generally still bullish, haven't changed our minds on that. Trade triangles are positive, and that's what's important. Here's spot gold. Now spot gold we trade a little bit differently, as you well know. We have a mixed signal. The daily is down, indicating you should be on the sidelines right now, but the longer term still positive. So let's see how that plays out. We should be coming into support around the 50 line, so I think we'll see how that works out in the next couple of days. This is crude oil, just a mixed picture. We still have this sort of block mentality. It hasn't gone anywhere. You can see right here it's sort of locked in this big trading range, a little bit negative below the 50 line, so we may see a little bit more choppy action, much like this. Best left alone at this point in time. This is Intel. You've got to like this stock. It's new highs, at least the highest it's been quite some time, and it looks like it wants to go a little bit higher. So let's see how that plays out. Previous high was right here. This is on the 529, and that takes you up to about the 34.75 level. Not so far, about 50 cents higher than we are right now. So let's see how that works out. But if we go a little further out, let's do a max, then we certainly want to look at maybe the 38 level as a potential target zone. Let's see how that plays out. Here's a stock we like. It's Starbucks. It's had a little pullback from the highs that we've seen a couple of days ago around the 61.36 level, 61.09, 6100 right now. I think you want to be long this stock. It looks like it wants to go higher to us. Plus 100, very strong trend in Starbucks right now. We covered a lot of stocks today. There's a lot going on. Be sure to check out Amazon's earnings after the close. And thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Really appreciate it. Every success in the marketplace.